Hey there, I'm Andre Stackhouse.
And I'm Marina Taylor, and welcome back to the Daily's Double Shot.
This is our last episode of the quarter, and we've been studying for finals instead of making segments.
So that means that we're going to be recapping our favorite segments from the quarter.
Some of them were really popular on YouTube, while others we chose just because we liked them.
So let's jump right into it. Up first is our coverage of Reign Supreme, the biggest hip-hop event to ever happen on campus.
Then, we'll look at our recap of a concert held every other year by the Filipino Student Association.
After that, we'll revisit our university's growing parkour community.
Then, we'll crash our campus's election watch party on the night of November 6th.
November may be over, but we'll watch Austin Siedentopf bustle about the quad asking about No Shave November.
And we'll wrap things up by revisiting our burgeoning 3D printing club.
All coming up
on the Daily's Double Shot.
Ooh, what is that? Try to see.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
This quarter saw what may be the beginning of a string of high-profile hip-hop events.
The UW's Hip Hop Student Association threw Reign Supreme, the biggest hip hop event to ever happen on campus and one of the largest on the West Coast.
Let's watch.
Last year, the UW Hip Hop Student Association held a large competition with dancers from around the country called Claws Out. This year, they've brought it even harder and hosted Reign Supreme in the Hub Ballrooms. With about 1,000 people in attendance, Reign Supreme was one of the biggest hip hop events on the West Coast, featuring champion dancers from all around the world. Founder of the UW Hip Hop Student Association and MC for the night, Michael Kwong, had this to say.
This is by far the largest event we have ever thrown, for sure. Tonight's event has many purposes. I guess the most fundamental of them all would be bringing together the Northwest dance community, specifically street dance community, so breakdancing and other art forms within kind of that sphere, and just trying to create a high-level, high-production value event for those dancers to compete in, and to also showcase that to the rest of the, I guess, international dance community or greater community, that Northwest has some really good dancers.
The event was host to a variety of competitions, featuring crew-on-crew breakdancing battles and a 1-versus-1 open-style battle between talented dancers. Representing the University of Washington in the open-style dance against some of the best dancers in the world was Cindy Hurt, an exchange student from France.
I wanted to come to the United States because I'm studying different languages. This is a part of everything I do at school. And then the United States, it's for me like where hip-hop started. And so I wanted to come back here just to see if it's really better than France. I started when I was like 5 with ballet, and then I've tried a lot of dance styles, and I don't know, I guess I was just born with this love for dance. There's no like explanation, it just makes me feel good. I'm honored, really honored. I'm freaking out right now because the battle is coming, but I just want to meet new dancers and share with us because I'm from France and I'm here for a year and I really want to make the most of my stay here, and that's it. Whatever happens tonight, I just want to enjoy, and yeah, that's it.
And so the battle began. The battle was intense, with some of the best displays of dancing we'd seen all night. Although she didn't win, Cindy had this to say.
It was crazy. Dope dancers, I mean, the level was so high. I just loved it a lot. So, yeah, it just makes me want to train like again and again because, yeah, it was just crazy.
Only time will tell what kind of an effect Reign Supreme has had on the Northwest hip-hop community. But if you love hip-hop, make sure you grab a ticket for next year's Reign Supreme.
Let's hope that the Hip Hop Student Association keeps up the hard work for next year.
Up next, we'll check out our coverage of FAA Jam, a concert thrown by the Filipino Student Association.
Check it out.
FAA Jam is a concert event that takes place every other year as a benefit show in Seattle. It is held jointly by the United Filipino Club of Seattle University and the Filipino American Student Association at the University of Washington, also known as FASA. This year, FAA Jam took place at Seattle University Peacock Auditorium on Friday, November the 9th. The event features amazing live performances by a number of singers, bands, and dance groups. One of the FAA Jam's goals is to establish an entertainment community for the Filipino culture through music and dancing.
Definitely, I think one of the aspects that brings us as a community is through music and a form of art expression. Definitely within the Filipino community, there's lots of different talent, people from different walks of life and different backgrounds, and just music, dance, art, just anything that kind of expresses the culture as well as the individual and identity of Filipinos and Pacific Islanders in general. As being the PIC director and supporting FASA is really a privileged and honored moment to see some of the great talent that the Filipino community has to present to the not only the SU and UW communities, but just in general Seattle and anyone who's invited from different areas of the continent, anywhere, just who come here to support the Filipino community.
Among all the performers was Kasama, a hip-hop dance group affiliated to FASA at UW. Founded 2 years ago, Kasama has always served the goal to bound everyone passionate about dance. If you love dancing or are interested in joining Kasama, Ferdinand Passion from Kasama Dance Group has this to say.
Definitely, if you're interested at all, join. There's no tryouts or anything. They go step by step, slow for you. If you're completely new to dance, like I was, I had no dance experience before I joined Kasama, and I performed, and we all performed out there, and I feel like we did really, really well. So they make sure that they teach you. They don't care about your background in dance. We welcome everybody.
To the audience's delight, Kasama's wonderful performance closed on a rendition of Gangnam Style, which put the concert into a climax. FASA Jam 2012 was a big success. It turned a concert into a huge party for not only people from the Filipino culture, but also everyone who loves music and dance. Let's hope the next FASA Jam will be more engaging.
FASA Jam will happen again in 2014, so keep your eyes peeled.
Up next, we'll revisit some natural-born movers and the burgeoning parkour community here at UW.
Justin Sweeney spent his childhood in Hawaii jumping off rocks and climbing trees. After moving to Seattle, Sweeney discovered parkour and is now a head coach at Parkour Visions in North Queen Anne.
Parkour is, in lamest terms, the most efficient way to get from point A to point B. So it's using jumping, crawling, vaulting, different movements to overcome obstacles to get to a path efficiently. It's also known as the art of displacement because it's the most minimal displacement from here to there.
Sweeney was recently on season 4 of the television show American Ninja Warrior. This show challenges competitors to complete an intense obstacle course while refraining from getting wet. Sweeney placed 4th in the first run and 6th in the second run. He made it in the top 15 contestants, which earned him the chance to compete in Las Vegas.
A couple people at my gym have done it before, and we hold our own competitions at the gym. We call them Sasuke, which is what Ninja Warrior used to call itself in Japan. And we have competitions that have a very similar format. And then we had people come from Colorado to try our competition and end up winning that competition. They're like, hey, you should try out Ninja Warrior, you probably do really well. It was fun. It was something I'd seen when I was a kid watching TV, And I always saw the course like, oh, I could probably do that. It would be pretty fun. I had a really good time. The best part was by meeting really talented people. And it turns out that more and more people doing parkour do Ninja Warrior. I'd say 70 to 80% of the finalists are parkour people, because we're already working on coming over obstacles and things that translate directly to an obstacle course. The course itself probably isn't that hard. It's just that you only have one shot to do it. And because of that, you're very nervous and tense. And that is probably the best aspect of it, because in parkour we train to be able to do something the first time, the best time. And just applying that Ninja Warrior just kind of felt pretty good.
So what does Sweeney think is the most difficult aspect of parkour? Is it something physical or something mental?
I think the hardest part is probably the mental aspects of it. As a beginner, throughout all parkour training, it's probably just fear in general. As a beginner, it's a fear of training with people around. I mean, right now we have people walking around, and people at first think it's pretty awkward to jump over a bar on a bar when there's people watching, especially when you're starting and you're kind of clumsy with it. And then the further you progress in it, once you have the ability to do something, it's just the fear of making a jump where you know you can do something yourself. We have a gym where we can practice things inside, but it's translating that outside when there's multiple variables involved. And knowing you can do something and executing and doing it is challenging at first. We really try to debunk the myth that parkour is a very, very dangerous thing to do. We never look at a jump and think, oh, maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. We'll see if I break my leg or not. It's always something that we've tried before, that we've gotten very confident in doing, and when we execute it, it's just a matter of doing the move and knowing how to react if we don't make it.
Sweeney estimates there are about 10 people at UW and 200 in the Seattle area that regularly communicate and train in parkour. He says numbers have increased since Parkour Visions has opened. However, he would like to see that number increase.
The community here is getting a lot better in Seattle. We definitely like to see more students from UW coming to the gym, participating in it. In Seattle, we find a lot of people who spend a lot of time on the internet doing it. And usually people will segue into parkour by watching YouTube. It's out there more and more that way. And our demographic we see at the gym is people who do computers, video games. I think the reason why it tracks that is because it has similar goal pathways where you're working on a technique, you don't quite get there, and then you can go the next day and you're progressing constantly the whole time.
Sweeney encourages anyone who is interested to stop by and check out classes at Parkour Visions.
Well, I don't know about you, but I wish I could do that.
You should know we had an election recently, and we were at the Hub election watch party to ask students about their thoughts.
Roll it.
Hi, I'm Amelia Dixon, and I'm a reporter for The Daily. I'm here at the Hub for the 2012 election viewing party. Let's go check it out. So I'm here with Angie Weiss, director of OGR. Angie, what are the big issues for you this election season?
I would say not only as that, but as myself, that higher education funding and funding for financial aid is one of the most important issues this year and every year, especially with Pell Grant funding at the federal level, something we're going to be watching pretty closely with this presidential race.
Can you tell me a little bit about what your most important issues are this election season?
Yeah, I think the most important thing, especially for students, is obviously education. Since we've had a competitive governor's race, the issue of education definitely has been on the forefront, and I think that's something that definitely has been on the minds of students. On top of that, obviously, the economy is a big one. Being in an institution of higher education, we obviously are trying to get an education, and we want to make sure that there are jobs afterwards for us to fill, the spots that obviously that we're trying to specialize in.
I was in Red Square, and I was holding up a sign for Referendum 74 because I really think everybody has the right to get married to whoever they want and be happy.
Same-sex marriage is an issue because it's something that I believe in and fight for, that everybody has the right to marry who they want and who they love. It's like, even with straight couples, like looking at your partner and just the idea that you can't be with the person you love. So that's just how I think about it.
Can you tell me which local issues hit closest to home for you?
I would definitely say green energy. But aside from that, I think my number one is definitely the budget and financial issues.
To me, the biggest issue is really making sure that students and people my age are getting out to vote and are really being educated when they're making their decisions this year.
It's the first time I voted, so I thought it'd be exciting to be with my fellow classmates and support our country.
It's a lot of support for OGR. This is a really big event for them. They're collaborating all within ASUW, and I really support everybody that's in this, as well as it's just the perfect opportunity to celebrate with all of the students our civil right and our civil duty to vote. And so it's just the perfect place to be able to experience this election season.
There are a lot of election events going on in Seattle tonight. Why will you be here at the Hub?
I would definitely be at the Hub tonight because I can watch the election results with all of my friends, and it's a really good time for students to meet each other and to talk about issues that are really important to them. You can also be together in one place, and we can watch history be made this year, no matter what.
People say that the youth vote doesn't matter. I think it's great to see my peers getting involved in democracy. It gives me hope for the future.
On an equally profound note, men didn't shave their beards for a whole month. Austin Seaton Top investigates.
Thanks, guys. Once a year in November, some people participate in what's called No Shave November, a tradition where you don't shave for the entire month. And you might think that I'm participating, but I'm just a little lazy and haven't been keeping up with my grooming. In any case, we're out here on the quad today to poll the student body about how they feel about No Shave November. Is it still interesting and cool, or has interest fizzled away? Let's find out. Spencer, are you participating in No Shave November?
I am.
And why?
Because it's an excuse to not shave.
Why not? I mean, I grew out my beard fully once before, and I figured I might as well just take this opportunity to see what I can do, if there's any crazy things that I can shave it into, or crazy shampoos to get to massage into it. I mean, there's no reason not to.
I guess it was just something that my friends and I decided to do in high school, so I just kept going.
So Tanner, I don't have to ask you, why are you not participating in No Shave November?
My girlfriend doesn't want me to, and I don't know. I guess I break out easier, is what I have found, but that's about it.
Had she not wanted you to, would you?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, definitely.
Back at home, I've got a couple of friends that think it's the grossest thing on the face of the planet, but I mean, it's my face. I'm going to do what I want to it.
How do your friends feel about you not shaving?
I don't know. They 6 thumbs up over there from my 3 friends.
Turn the camera on. 6 thumbs up.
I do have friends, yes, that want me to shave every day, but that's okay, and my brother included.
You were a friend of Spencer's. How do you feel about him participating in No Shave November?
I think he probably shouldn't most of the time. He has the personality to do it, but it doesn't always look the best.
How do you feel he looks right now?
Better than normal.
About how long do you think it's going to take until he reaches his ogre point?
Couple weeks, probably like 2.
All right. Are you aware that No Shave November is an event to promote men's health?
I did not know that.
Do you feel that by disapproving of his beard, you're disapproving of men being healthy everywhere?
No, I did not realize that. I don't disapprove of men's health.
And how's it coming along? Are you proud of your work?
Yeah, it's kind of itchy at times, but I'll live through it. It's only a couple more weeks.
I'm kind of down for the whole homeless, giant, scraggly beard look, because that's kind of what mine does naturally. But if I can, I'm hoping to get the curly Q mustache going, and then maybe some chops at some point in the future.
And I have like this one part on my chin that just doesn't grow hair. So if I did grow a beard, it would be like there'd be hair everywhere except for right there. So I'd look really weird.
Beards are awesome. They're fun and soft and cuddly.
Well, after a very simple and convenient poll of the quad, every person that we interviewed who had a beard was in fact participating in No Shave November, and it looks like the tradition is alive and well.
Who knew beards could be so important to people?
Last up, we'll check out the 3D printing club here at UW.
One of the UW's most interesting clubs is also one of its newest. WOOF, which stands for Washington Open Object Fabricators, started this last April and meets every Friday in the Mechanical Engineering Building on campus. We stopped by to speak with President Mark Genter and Director Bethany Weeks.
Well, some interesting things about the club is that it doesn't draw just from the mechanical engineering department. We've got students from computer science, electrical engineering, biology, art. There's been a very broad interest in the group. It's not just the engineers that are coming in to work on 3D printers.
So that's what the group's all about, is just the 3D printing in general, its use, and developing technology.
3D printing uses an imaging program to print material one layer at a time until the desired object is complete. The technology for the printers themselves is open source, meaning everyone can access it and use it as they wish. The use of recycled and salvaged material is one of the most enticing aspects for the use of 3D printing, whose main material is currently a specialized plastic that is available from only a few special vendors. With the cost of material currently around $20 a pound, the use of waste plastic would be ideal. Earlier this year, the club claimed the honor of creating the world's first printed boat. The boat was printed entirely out of salvaged milk cartons.
So we finished printing it like a day before the race and took it over to Lake Washington to give it a test, and it paddled beautifully. It was great.
If you would like a 3D printer, the club also sells kits and offers assistance. For $300, you can own your own 3D printer about the size of a shoebox. And again, since the technology is open source, you could even print the parts for another 3D printer, so you never have to worry about repairs. What would you print?
Well, that's it for this episode and for the rest of the quarter, but we'll see you again in the winter.
In the meantime, check us out online at youtube.com/thedaily.
Thanks for watching
We'll see you next time
on The Daily's Double Shot.